Hello, all you lovely computer scientists. Today we're going to be demonstrating one of the few framework precepts for Python. Basically, it's called object-oriented programming, and it's the process of making your code more efficient for the usage of objects and classes. Now, obviously, frameworks can be mixed and matched together. Look at the Tinkercad module library that follows event-driven programming and object-oriented programming. But we're going to be showing off basic object-oriented programming, that being classes, the init function, class functions, and object handling. I hope you learned something. Good luck. When you're programming, you can follow many different types of frameworks almost for what you're going to code. One of these frameworks is object-oriented programming, OOP for short. And what it involves is usage of class functions, and polymorphism. I'm going to create a class. Let's say car. Yeah. And then it'll have three variables: wheels, seats, and weight. Right? Wheels, seats, and weight. Then using the init function to initialize this, let's transfer this over. Now, if I've done this properly, which I damn well hope I have, I should be able to set things as a car. So let's just do car 1 equals car, and let's give it the items. So it has 4 wheels, 5 seats, and it weighs 900. If I run this, I should be able to just print out car 1 dot wheels if I want. Let me see. If this doesn't work, I'm betting that the error is going to be with the self, because that's a common error that people make, where they add in the self to the variables here when it's realistically not needed. To give pick code a minute, it's a bit of a slow IDE. Let's just give it another go. Four. Yes, there. It worked. Now if we try and print out its seats, should return 5. 5, yes. This is the principle of OOP, objects. So sure, we could make 3 different variables to store the car 1 wheels, car 1 seats, car 1 weight, or one variable, which is actually an object, which stores all of them. You could rinse repeat these. You could have 100 variables here. Hundreds, right? Because cars aren't just this. You could have engine power, you could have trunk space, you could have, do they have the space for all the little chest thing on the top of them? Hundreds of different things, which greatly increases the efficiency of your code. Now, another thing with cars, sorry, not cars, classes, is you can have class functions. So if I do def for a car, let's say drive. Yep, drive. And let's say it uses, let's say it's self dot wheels let's say it will return the weight divided by the wheels. Right, I know that's not how driving works, but just for an... Actually, we can do a better one. Contact weight, because that'll describe the amount of weight put on each contact point. There we go. Now if I print car1 dot contact weight, it should return. Oh, I forgot the brackets. Oopsies. Doot doot. Bang. There. OOP. OOP is process of using objects and classes rather than a lot of variables. Now there's a lot more to go into with OOP, such as polymorphism, both static and dynamic polymorphism, child and parent classes. However, I will explain them in another video. Thank you very much. This is basic OOP. Thank you. Thank you all very much for watching the video. I do hope you learned a little something about OOP. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, but especially comment, because I love learning how you learn and it helps me make better videos for everybody. Also, same situation before. If you've got any requests about specific commands, both Python, flowcharts, pseudocode, anything like that, I will make a video on them, or direct you to sufficient resources, or why not both? You know, no harm extra. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Do you enjoy the video? Happy coding.